Hi everyone, this is Calvin, and just to start off this video, there was a lot of discussion in this episode, some very serious discussion and some very graphic images to do with suicide. If this is something that has affected you in your life, obviously that is a very horrible thing, and it's a horrible thing for anyone to go through that in any way, shape, or form. So if this is something that does not whatsoever speak to you, or you don't want to see something like this, I want to let you know that this is in this video. Thank you guys, and let's enjoy the video. Hey everyone, it's Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Justice for All. We are here at the Criminal Affairs Department trying to find more information on this apparent framing of Madame Garde. All the characters in this episode so far have been really grounded, which I think is what we kind of needed after the crazy episode that happened last time. I know a lot of crazy stuff will probably happen here, but the last episode was like, even though it was a lot of fun, it kind of felt like the whole case was a joke, right? It felt like no one was really taking it as seriously except for like us and maybe Von Karma after the whole situation. It was a fun case though. This time, it's a little bit more serious. We're meeting a lot of great characters that contrast to everyone in the game, and especially Adrian, Miss Andrews, who just like is so different from every other character so far. I love her to bits. Let's do this. Detective Gumshoe said they had an investigation briefing. Yeah. Oh, he's back.
Hey, so you came, pal?
Why the blunt greeting?
Because there's nothing to be friendly or happy about.
What do you mean by that?
Well, things look perfect this time around. The evidence and testimony are airtight.
But we can't just roll over and die. We have to stay positive. So let's talk to him about all this stuff. I've been playing the Xbox, playing Bully Scholarship Edition all day, so I was pressing the B button to try and get through things. I was like, why is that working? Airtight evidence. So what do you mean the evidence is airtight?
I can't give you all the details, pal, but there's two big pieces.
Two?
And both of them are in this photo.
Oh shit. Yeah, the knife. The first is the button that is missing from the victim's chest. Okay. That's the button you found during your body search of Mr. On Guard.
Yup. I found it in the folds of Nickel Samurai's special pants.
And the second one is?
The knife in his chest, pal. The fingerprints on the knife in his chest, to be exact.
Fingerprints? Whose are they?
You didn't even have to ask, little missy. It's obvious. Little mad on guards. Tomorrow's trial.
Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. Oh, Jesus, we are in trouble. So what about this airtight testimony?
It's that old security lady, Miss Oldbag.
I thought so.
What do you mean, you thought so? Did she tell you something, pal?
Well...
And even I told her not to open that mouth of hers and blab to anyone.
Her blab knob is stuck on 10, and there's no turning it down. I thought it said something different there. Knob is a derogatory term here.
Yeah, well, Miss Oldbag saw it all, pal. She saw Mr. On Guard come out of the victim's room and around the estimated time of death.
No way. So there's stuff I want to show in the newspaper clipping. The reason being is that like this to me is like essential evidence. Oh, we have to present something, don't we? We can't just do it here. Yes, I keep forgetting. I'm enjoying myself though. This is so much fun. This is actually such a fun game.
We're pretty interested in this bit of gossip ourselves.
The scandal with Miss Corita? Why?
Well, 2 years ago, a woman committed suicide.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Suicide? Her name was Celeste Impax. And she was Juan Corita's manager. The victim's manager? But that's not all, pal. Miss Impax was Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor. She taught Miss Andrews everything she knew about the business from square one. Her mentor? A woman who's both Miss Corita's manager and Miss Andrews' mentor? Could her suicide have something to do with this case? It's hard to like, I don't want to make those assumptions yet. To me, it's very sad. It's very sad. I hope, like, it's not easy. That's the thing as well. I think a lot of people would kind of think it's easy, but it's not easy. So let's talk about Celeste Impax. She was the victim's manager and was also Miss Andrews' mentor. It's been 2 years since her suicide. Now those two are linked again by another death. Or maybe it's just a coincidence. Oh God, run, Gumshoe, run. I stopped doing the Gumshoe voice because I thought it was like too much of a serious matter to kind of do a goofy voice for. I'm getting sick of dealing with one foolish idiot after another. Miss Von Karma, you can't seem to stop allying yourself with the enemy, can you? How is a detective the enemy of both of us? I don't get how this works. Is this how it works in Japan? Is this like the Japanese justice? I know I only know a little bit about it. I've heard a little bit about it from people like in comment sections and threads. But at the same time, like, it mustn't work like this, right? Where like the person who is the prosecutor or the against the defendant like has the police on their side while you have to work against that. It can't, can it? I don't need a traitor in my midst. You don't mean... I do. Scruffy, you have 30 minutes to get out of here. You are no longer needed. Goodbye. You don't belong here. That's... Wait. Please, wait, sir. If I don't get this month's pay, I'll... How does she decide this? How does she decide this? How does she decide this? Why is that guy in the back typing, not even looking over here? If it weren't for traitors like you, I would have won. Is that what you want to say? Who said that? Who is it? That voice. Oh, Edgy, my boy. How are ya? Edgeworth! This is so cool. What a freaking reveal. Put Von Karma in her place. Put Von Karma in her place. Do it, Edgeworth. Do it, Edgeworth. Oh, it's so good to see you. It's been a long time, right? Don't stare at me like that. This is Mr. Edgeworth. This is Mr. Edgeworth, with Pearl, for sure. What am I going to do with you? Still blaming others when things go wrong? You haven't changed a bit, Franziska. That smug face, that's new. You... How dare you show your face to me without a shred of shame upon it? You soiled the Von Karma name, dragged you through the mud. You even ran away with your tail between your legs like the little ill-bred dog you are. Shut up, Von Karma. Are you talking about the Von Karma family creed? To be perfect in every way? Then let's hear it, Franziska. How are things going? I hear you are having a rough time maintaining perfection in this country. You seem to be getting crushed under the weight of it all. That's why I came back. Keep your assumptions to yourself. Oh my god, look, she's met her match. She's met her match. Finally. I haven't given in yet. I won't lose. This case is mine. I'll never hand it over to you. Never. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I will see you tomorrow in court. It'll be a clinical lesson on the meaning of total victory. Still the same wild mare she always was. Are we gonna talk about tomorrow's trial with Edgeworth? Hello, I thought you, the prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth, had gone and died. I did too, the way they were talking. Mr. Nick, I never wanted to see you again. I think that's enough of a warm welcome for someone you haven't seen in a year. Are you going to run tomorrow's trial? You heard it, right? That wild mare hasn't given in yet, it seems. So no, I don't think I'm... Aww. No, I wanted to go against Edward one more time. Your hatred for me is quite unhealthy, not to mention one-sided. But I will say one thing. You can't win on your own at the trial tomorrow. What is that supposed to mean? I have something definitive that you lack. And working together is a definite... Are we gonna work together with Edgeworth? Are we gonna work together? Yes! Let's do it! The truth? In order to understand this case, you have to understand a certain truth. Well, if you ever feel the need for my assistance, it is available to you. Right now, come here. Best friends. Let's hang out together. You can stay in the same room. I'll have like 2 sleeping bags. We can watch like reruns of SpongeBob and Futurama. We'll have a great time. I'm not in charge of this case, so I can be a bit more generous with information. Yes. Just what is going on inside his head. It's Edgeworth. Edgeworth beyond everything. Yes, he was a little bit like conflicted like before he lost, or like between losing and justice. But once he had that first loss, I really feel like Edgeworth was more on the side of justice than anything else. Edgeworth wanted to see the truth rather than what is like just a lie so he can win. And he did that. He helped us in a case in the first game. A lot of things may have happened, however, Manfred von Karma was still my mentor. And a perfect win record is proof of von Karma. 1 year ago, you could not establish guilt in few cases. Are those losses the reason you suddenly disappeared from the prosecutor's office? Did you leave because you had lost your perfect win record? To think your motivation for prosecuting trials was so selfish. I don't think that's the case entirely, Phoenix. It'd been better for everyone if you never came back from the dead, right? And what? What? Phoenix! I see then. Let me ask you something. Why do you stand in the courtroom? What is your reason? Well, with Franziska, she almost always says, I will defeat you this time, the instant she sees me. But the courtroom is not a personal battlefield for prosecutors and lawyers. True. I stand in the courtroom to defend my client. To save their lives. To save your client, you say. To those who only think of their own ego-driven goals. Those kind of prosecutors are reprehensible to me. Even if you're a prodigy. Or someone like you, Edgeworth. Edgeworth showed that he is on the side of justice in the first game. It looks like there's still a lot you have yet to learn. A lot I've yet to learn? Me? Well, that's enough for now. The time when you will see is coming soon enough. Do I have to, like... Do you know anything about... Oh yeah, Celeste. We just learned about Celeste. Does he know anything about Celeste? Because we know very little. This woman is another key to solving this case. Do you really think so? Phoenix, come on. It's very clear that Edgeworth is a very good lawyer here. We should listen. She was Adrian Andrews, a mentor a long time ago, but she was suddenly called away by a different show and became Juan Corrida's manager. And then, a few months later, Celeste Impax died. I'm saying Impax, but it's probably Inpa or something like, isn't it? Or Inpay. But her death was ruled by suicide, right? Yes, but there's still one riddle we've yet to solve. We've yet to be solved. A riddle? Her suicide note. It went missing. No one could find it. A suicide note that just vanished? Huh? Okay, that's like... Can we talk to you about... Oh, we can. Okay, great. I love this feature that you can just present stuff and then talk to them. Miss Impa's death was most certainly a suicide. Of that, there was no mistake. However, we could not find her suicide note. That's when the police began to suspect that someone had hidden it. The suicide note? It's a suicide note? But how do you know Miss Impax had even written such a note? There was no solid evidence, however. We did find traces of ink on her right index finger, which makes the likelihood of a suicide note very high. But who would hide such a thing? The police think it was Mr. Juan Corrida himself. The victim? Oh, Jesus Christ. He was the one who found her body, which makes him the only person who had a chance to hide her suicide note. Mr. Corrida and his manager's suicide note, but why? As long as her note is missing, any speculation beyond this is meaningless. For now, I think you should look this over. This is the suicide report. Part 1 anyway. Part 1? So there's like multiple parts to this suicide note. Like... But like... Okay. Well, what do you know about it? Like, I don't know if like, this is the right thing to do, but like... Can we get anything out of it? Like, what? Can you tell me more about it? I don't like to look through reports. I like suicide reports even less. I can understand. Worst of all, the reports that have multiple parts like this one. That has 2. 2 parts? What you just handed me is the first part of the report. Here's the second part. The second part of the report is about an attempted suicide. The attender's name? It's Adrian Andrews. Holy shit. Miss Andrews? What did she do? She tried to kill herself? She doesn't seem like the kind of person to try and kill herself, though. Well, we can never know this, Phoenix. You never know this. And like, I think that's probably one of the reasons they have her character being so like steadfast and steely in her eyes and stuff. Because I wouldn't have guessed, but that's the point. Not many people can guess. It's hard to tell. People you're usually suffering, under everything, I suppose. You think she is a strong career woman? That's just what she wants you to think. Adrian Andrews, she has a certain secret she's always trying to hide. A secret? Her dependent nature. That's what she's really like on the inside. Miss Andrews, dependent? Talk about the exact opposite of what a woman is. I don't think you can define exactly what, like, a woman is, personally, or you can't define exactly what a man is, or any person is, or anything is. Because, first of all, like, we don't know everything about everybody. Everybody's different. Everyone has their own feelings. Of course, Phoenix is not, like, he doesn't mean it in a bad way. I'm just trying to, like, well, dependent nature's there, okay. What is it about Mrs. Andrews having a dependent nature? Adrian Andrews attempted suicide. I know he's talking about, like, in a traditional sense that, like in a traditional kind of, like, sense that, like, women would, like, are more, like, the, like, they're more able to care than they are to depend upon. But again, I think that's kind of not, like, everyone's an individual. Everyone's different. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Everyone's completely different. Adrian Andrews' attempted suicide was a few days after the death of Celeste Impacts. And why did Adrian Andrews think about committing suicide? Because she had apparently lost her will to live. Lost her will? But why would she? Her pillar of strength, her mentor Celeste Impacts, was gone forever. That's why. Why would that? Is that what they call following someone to the grave? I don't want to share real stories about this, but I don't know if anyone's ever played Dark Souls 3. There's two characters in that game who are kind of each other's pillars of strength, and once they're separated, they lose all kind of like zest and will that they had to go on. It's very sad. It happens in real life too. After attempted suicide, Adrian Andrews started attending counseling sessions. She's someone who needs a person in whom she can trust absolutely. And once she finds that person, she'll do anything she can to keep them near. Without such an anchor in her life, her crippling anxiety and a stifling ability to live. And that's the nature of her dependency on others? When Celeste Impact suddenly committed suicide, the world before her turned pitch dark. That's according to Adrian Andrews herself. Then, that means her super confident attitude. It's all a facade. She's only copying her mentor's behavior to hold herself together. How terrible. Attempted suicide report added to the court record. It's really sad. It's really fucking sad. Like, I don't exactly know what we can do at this point, though. It seems that we pretty much, like... Well, we could present some profiles, at least. Like, what do you know about Juan Corrida? There is an interesting rumor about this man. You mean the one about Miss Andrews getting close to him? But that's pretty common in tabloid fare, isn't it? I don't take things at face value when there's more to be found. See, that's the thing. He's not gonna... Like, I think that this part might be kind of, futile, because I don't think he's gonna give away, like, vital information. Let's see where we can move to. Thank you very much for everything, Edgeworth. I hope that we can, like, chat again. Oh, March 21st detention. It was the first place I went to, was the detention center. Ah, the lawyer dude. So what did you find out? Well, I'm still in the middle of investigating. I see. But I've already told you everything I know, dude. What happened? Can you tell me about your activities last night? After I got the award, I took a break and went back to my room. I had the post-ceremony stage show to do. So I was in my nickel samurai costume. And you were alone the entire time? See, yeah, my manager was running around being busy, so yeah. Because of the press conference you were supposed to hold after the show? I told you, dude. I have no idea about the press conference. Yeah, so he keeps telling us he has no idea about the press conference whatsoever. That's strange. I thought the nickel samurai was going to confess something. Anyway, when I was leaving my room, that's when I noticed it was kind of noisy. Mr. Corrida was already dead at that time. Yeah, that's what I gathered anyway from my manager. I'm beginning to gather that the guy can't do a thing on his own. And that's when the detective in the green coat showed up. He searched me. And then out of the blue, the dude arrested me. I want to present something first. Wait, sorry, present. I keep forgetting to do this. Present. I want to present Celeste's profile. Oh. What's wrong? How much do you know? What do you mean, how much? Mr. Lawyer? I may be your client, but I'll help you keep yourself out of my personal life. Oh, that's not how this works, buddy. You may be handsome and have great hair and a great jacket, but Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a lunch appointment I have to keep. You're in detention. Who in the world are you going to eat with? Mr. Nick? This Celeste Impacts lady. Somehow I get the feeling she is a very important person in all of this. Okay, I guess I have to find out where to go now. Okay, finally found somewhere to go. I was looking around for quite a bit, but of course I should have maybe should have gone back here first. So, March 21st, Gatewater Hotel on guard's hotel room. Oh, Miss Andrew is here. But it looks like she's talking with someone. That's Franziska von Karma. Miss von Karma? What are you doing here? Well, you see, I'm his lawyer, so you've got some nerve following me around. Following you? That's you, Miss von Karma. You're the one doing the following. Get her, Pearl. Get her, Pearl. I'm just gonna throw Pearl up onto her head and see what Pearl can do. Pearl has no chance. Maybe she could chop her down like a redwood tree. But still. Pearls. You're always following after that Mr. Detective with the little beard. Me? Following after Scruffy? Don't make me laugh. Let me show you something interesting. Little girl. What is that? An electromagnetic receiver. I planted a tracking device on the detective. And with this, I know that fool's every move. So that noise you heard was this receiver. That should be illegal, right? Like, she should not be allowed to represent the other team if she's tracking a detective. I feel really sorry for poor Detective Gumption now. No, I feel sorry for us. She is tracking a detective who's working on the case. She would be kicked out. Now then. Let's stop. I should stop mentioning this because Von Karma can do whatever she wants. She's doing whatever she wants. Adrian Andrews. What about her? Oh, yes. Love the character model of Adrian Andrews. Think hard about what we just discussed. Don't whip her. Alright. She's legit thinking hard. What were those two talking about? Miss Andrews, she seems a little dazed, doesn't she? So we can't... So we have... Okay, so, look, first of all, I want to... So what we have now is... Which is horrible, we have... We have this. We have this, the suicide report. We also have the attempted suicide report for her. But I don't think we have any. Let's. Can we, like... We can't do the magazine clipping or this. Let's try. Let's start off just by like doing. Let's start off trying to do some stuff here with her. I don't know if we're gonna be able to, but we can try. We still have 4 psych-locks with Miss Andrews. I love her character model. It's awesome. Motive for murder. Why was Juan Correa murdered? If you ask me, I think you know the reason he was killed. Why are you hiding things? Don't you realize you're putting Mr. Engarde's life in danger by your actions? Why do you ask questions for which I have no answers? The truth is, I was not that close to Mr. Correa. You were not that close? That's right. I've never been good at being intimate with another person. Oh, you're not good at being intimate with another person? Somehow I highly doubt that. Because of this. I hate to do this. It's horrible. Especially someone who clearly has mental problems. I hate to do this. You and Miss Correa have, it's the way the game is going. I have to do this. You and Mr. Correa had an intimate relationship, did you not? A silly third-rate tabloid article. If you even had half your wits about you, you wouldn't believe such rubbish. Well, it seems quite a few people already bought into the story. Asked to be inspected in a world filled with crooks and liars. I feel terrible. I want to say that right now, just right off the bat. I feel terrible doing this to her. I really do. Note to self: stay on her good side. In any case, I agree. I despise international interpersonal relations like that. I see. However, what if there was a need for you to get close to someone? Me? Need to get close to Miss Correa? As if there was ever such a need. Didn't you get close to Miss Correa for this person's sake? Wait, really? Are we presenting Celeste? This is disgusting. I know we have to do it, but it feels so icky. How do you know about Celeste? There we go. Miss Impacts, she committed suicide, didn't she? But it looks like no one knows why. Right before her death, she was Juan Corrida's manager. So I believe you got close to Miss Corrida so you could find out more about her suicide. You have a great imagination. You may have a future, yet as a slimy muckracker for a putrid third-rate tabloid. She's so awesome! Insult me, Adrian Andrews, you have such good insults. There was no mystery surrounding her death, none. It would be pointless for me to force myself into a relationship for nothing. Is that really true? Was there really no mystery at all? I don't believe you were completely at ease with the way her suicide was resolved. The suicide report, right? Or is it the attempted suicide report? Yeah, there's no suicide note. Miss Impact's suicide note was never found, was it? It looks like the police were under the suspicion that someone had hidden it. Like maybe the person who discovered her body? Mr. Corrida? Juan? And Miss Andrews, I believe you taught the same thing. That's why I became intimate with Mr. Corrida. I've sat by quietly and listened to your insulting ramblings long enough. It's true that Celeste was my mentor, however, allow me to say this again. It has nothing to do with me. I didn't even know that her suicide note was never found. I'm a person who doesn't care about what goes on in the lives of others. That's the impression you like to give, however. I don't think... Oh, that's a new face. I don't think that's who you really are. What? I have evidence that says otherwise. There's this proof that Celeste Impacts was someone very special to you. We need proof? Oh, okay. This? Yeah, this. Okay. Miss Andrews, you nearly went through with it, didn't you? Went through what? This is so icky. I know it's how the game goes, but I feel so terrible. Ending your life. Miss Andrews, you look and act like a very strong woman who has it all together. You don't ask for anyone's help, relying only on yourself. Yes, I've been very independent ever since I can remember. However, that is all just a lie, a facade. You've always searched out people on whom you can depend on. That's... You were dependent on Mr. Impacts, weren't you? Miss Impacts, weren't you? Which is why, when she passed away, you lost everything you had. Shit! We're doing pretty good. When Celeste passed away so suddenly like that, I died a death of my own, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't stop thinking about what had become of her note. You must have heard about the police report. The one that said the police suspected Miss Corrida was hiding Miss Impacts' note. You heard about it and thought you recovered from him by getting close, am I right? If that's the case, then everything changes. What do you mean? What topic did we start this conversation on again? It was why was the victim killed? Exactly. Somehow, Miss Andrews, it seems that you have become the one with a reason to want Miss Corrida dead. Me? Miss Impacts was everything to you. And then she died. And you would do anything to find out why she killed herself. Even commit murder. Murder. We have unlocked everything. That was very good. And the thing is, what's great about this game, if you pay attention to the information that you're given, it can be rather simple. It didn't feel good doing that. I feel bad for her. I feel terrible for this for Miss Andrews. One of my favorite characters so far, just because of her presence alone. But I feel really terrible for her. It's true. I'm a woman who can only live in insecurity. I'm physically small and I don't really have a lot of self-confidence. Oh, Jesus Christ. I pushed against all that, though. I've tried to live strongly. Oh, man, I think we can all relate to her in some way, shape, or form. I never wanted anyone to find out the truth. Miss Andrews, this one thing, it's the one thing I wanted to take with me to the grave. It was my secret, mine and mine alone. I'm sorry. You probably think I'm a worthless human being right now, don't you? Please, Miss Andrews, all I want to know is the truth. After Celeste passed away, I heard that someone had hidden her suicide note. And that someone was Juan Corrida. Celeste, without her I became scared. Everyone seemed like they were out to get me. So I got close to Mr. Corrida to recover her suicide note. Looks like that tabloid reported the truth after all. Ironic, isn't it? Well, like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And if they personally add fuel to the fire, they keep the celebrity world burning. Really well said. But as for the suicide note, I didn't and wouldn't kill anyone for it. It just doesn't suit me. That's all. Well, that's not for now. I still have work to do, so. I understand. Oh, and I have one small favor to ask. Okay, my attempted suicide. I'd like for you to keep it a secret? Miss Andrews. If people found out about my weakness, I would sooner choose to die than live. Oh, shit. This is not something we need to take lightly at all. Miss Andrews, I guess she's the overthinking type. She probably never says anything without carefully thinking it through first. Thank you for your discretion. Mr. Nick, can I ask you something? What is it? Miss Andrews has been playing with that card in her hand since a little while back. That card? Yeah, I guess she has... Miss Andrews, what is that card you're holding? Huh? Oh, this? I don't quite know. It's just suddenly appeared in my handbag. It's like a shell with like a symbol in it? What is it? It looks like a seashell? That's what it looks like, doesn't it? I honestly don't remember owning this card. I wonder where I picked it up from. Her not remembering something clearly, that sounds like it would be a rare occurrence. Well, I must be off. I leave Mr. On Guard in your capable hands. It's not to be taken lightly, the stuff she says. It's actually pretty upsetting. I hope the worst doesn't happen in this case. I really do. March 21st, Gateway Water Hotel, hallway. Okay, we're going right here. Well, I think we've gathered about all we can. What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright? Oh, Pearls. She looks so worn out by all this. She hasn't slept at all, and has been walking all over the place with me today. Oh, poor Pearls. What's wrong, Mr. Nick? Let's go back to the office for a little while. You're really tired, right? Oh, no. I'm okay, really. I'm really fine. We have all we need, Pearl. You go back and sleep. No, Pearl, stop pretending. You don't look fine to me. Let's go back to the office, I suppose. Pearl is our top priority. Really is. At this moment in time, we have all the information we have. She's worked really hard. She's been a very good sidekick. I've been her very good sidekick. She deserves to have a little rest. So, what now? Well, we did find one thing out for sure. Miss Andrews has a motive. You mean Miss Impa's suicide note? That's right. She was also the one to discover the victim's body. Clever. Oh shit, is this the transceiver? Ah, Mr. Nick, the transceiver. Hello, Wright & Co. law offices?
Mr. Attorney, you're not answering a phone.
Maya, where's Maya?
As I promised, I've not gone within a few feet of her this whole time.
Phew.
Which is why I suppose she's absolutely famished.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
So I suggest you win a quick acquittal for my friend. At any cost, wouldn't you agree?
Wait, Maya, let me hear her.
Very well.
Ask my... Maya, is that you? Sis! Ask my sis! Maya. Damn it, he cut me off. Mystic Maya asked my sis, didn't she? Sis? What does she mean by that? Come on, Phoenix. You're a hopeless one. Sorry? It's always so awkward when she goes into Pearl's body like that. It's so weird. It's so creepy. I have a message from Maya, so come ask me anything you want about her. Yes, I would like to talk about Maya's situation. How's Maya? She's safe for now. The kidnappers want to keep his word, it seems. I'm glad to hear she's safe. But Mia, how did you know? As soon as she was locked up, Maya called for me. I read the note she left. Then I gathered as much information about her surroundings as I could. I didn't know you could use spirit channeling like that. Pretty smart of her. The kidnapper, what's he like? I don't know. Apparently, Maya went to answer the phone call at the hotel and was drugged there. And she didn't see the face of her attacker. Maya's locked up in a very dark place right now. I'll tell you everything I heard when I was with her. When you were with her? Date, time, location. I'm starving. I could really go for some apple pie. I mean, At a time like this, sweets are the only way to go. I have to stay positive. He promised he wasn't going to kill me. I'm not going to die. Sis, I wonder if you're with Nick right now. There's a card. Ah, someone yes, it's the same card. It kind of looks like a business card, but there's no name on it. It's a picture of a seashell. It's a seashell, but a seashell. What a strange card. I don't suppose we can get out. Drat, it's locked. On TV, the hero always uses a plastic card or a stiff piece of cardboard. I don't know if that's gonna work. Then click, they magically open the door. I wonder if there's a card like that around here I could use. I don't know if that's gonna work. If I use this, maybe I can get the door open. This might be the key out of here. I had a feeling this card might be useful. I'm such a genius. Well, you are kind of, Maya. In your own way. Alright, now if you'll excuse me, Mr. Kidnapper. It worked? Okay, we're out. Okay, now I'm getting the heck out of here. I shouldn't keep Nick waiting. Or worried. To be continued. That is awesome. That was a really fun investigation. Really interesting investigation. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm really excited for this trial. Moreover, just to like get this guy innocent, because more and more I'm starting to believe that this is not the case. That he is not. That he actually is being framed. I don't think we're going to have to like prosecute our own guy. Who knows? We don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, but still at the same time, I'm just like so excited to see. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Stay safe. Hope everyone's doing well. Play some good video games, and love everything that you're doing that you can. Hope that made sense. If it didn't, who cares?